Back to our breaking news. Rachel Dolezal has resigned her post as the head of the Spokane chapter of the NAACP at a membership meeting tonight. Dolezal was supposed to clear the air on why she had been living her life as a black woman for the past several years. Whether that meeting will still happen is unclear. And we're taking your pulse on Rachel Dolezal and the controversy. Is it okay to be transracial? You can vote at pulse.msnbc.com. We're going to share those results coming up here shortly. But Rachel's parents, Larry and Ruth Ann Dolezal, join me now in their first cable news interview since their daughter announced that she would step down. Thank you both for being here, and this is big news in the last hour about Rachel's resignation. People questioned your motivations in telling the truth about your daughter. Was getting her to resign the post at the NAACP, Larry, the intent of what you wanted to do?
Certainly not.
How do you feel about Rachel's resignation then?
Well, we support her in her decision. We read her letter. It was very well written. And we just hope and pray that what she said in her closing will be also inclusive of her family.
Ruth Ann, your daughter had given an interview to another network where she talked about you and Larry and said she really doesn't care what you think. How do you respond to your daughter in those sentiments and also to her resignation?
Well, of course, it's still very painful to hear her say that about us, but I noticed in her letter of resignation there was no actual addressing of the issue of being dishonest about her ethnicity, nor was there any apology. So I see that as a first step in her path to moving away from the negative feelings that she's had toward her family members, and I pray that she will take the steps necessary to embrace her true personal identity and not feel compelled any longer to be false or malicious toward her family.
False or malicious, we're getting no sign of whether or not she's going to be speaking in front of a camera anytime soon to give an interview. We do have the Facebook letter, but it was this morning on the Today Show that you both appeared and you talked about Rachel trying to damage her biological family. Can you explain what you mean by that? And Larry, I want to ask you specifically, was it because she had posted a picture to Facebook advertising a black man as her father, saying that he was going to be coming to visit in January, also speaking at an event that the NAACP was sponsoring? Is it that image that made you want to speak out, and that's why you think she's harming you and the biological family she comes from?
That image isn't what made us speak out. About a week ago, we were first contacted by the Coeur d'Alene Press. They're the local paper in Idaho, in Coeur d'Alene, asking us if we were, in fact, her birth parents. And we had never been asked before. The question had never been presented to us. And we had the choice of lying, telling the truth, hanging up, or telling them no comment. We have always taught and trained our children to tell the truth, be straightforward. We told the truth.
So as a father, though, when you see that image, how does it make you feel? And the fact that she was portraying someone else publicly, advertising them as her dad?
Well, it hurts deeply, because she used to call me Papa.
The relationship that you have with your daughter obviously is strained right now. And Ruth Ann, you are a blended family. I know you have 4 adopted black children, so trying to teach your children about being colorblind as they were raised was probably something that you went through as a family to make sure everybody felt that they were equals. And we've been asking our viewers today in the Bing Pulse question of the day, is it okay to be transracial? And similar to how some people might identify as transgender, how do you feel about people describing themselves as transracial? Do you think that that's even a thing?
I don't see any honest way that a person can describe themselves as transracial, because your ethnicity comes from your genetic code and what's handed down to you by your parents, your real biological parents. And I think the healthy path to take on this kind of discussion is to find a way to embrace and celebrate who you are, or who you really are.
Are you worried for your daughter now that she has lost this post, Larry?
No, I don't know what her options are or what her future pursuits will be, and I don't know if this post was a volunteer post or a paid post. We're not informed or involved, so I don't know what kind of an impact this has on her.
Are you worried about her mental health, Ruth Ann, and the exposure that this has brought her might be harmful to her going forward?
I am concerned for Rachel, particularly because of her dishonesty and then the unwillingness so far to address that and choose a new course. And I think that will be absolutely necessary for her to move forward.
Ruth Ann and Larry Dolezal, thank you both for joining me. Wish you and your family nothing but the best moving forward. Thank you.